Hi there, folks. This is Mark Smith with Family Tree Counseling Associates. And I have a video for you today. It isn't called 10 Killer Narcissistic Abuse Syndrome Quotes. The name of the video is 10 Killer Narcissistic Abuse Syndrome Quotes. So I'm just going to run through 10 quotes that I've heard that jolted me, that taught me something, that made me happy, that gave me some positive energy and added to my thriving. So the first one is, and many of you have heard this, I don't know who originated it, but the phrase is, your issues are in your tissues. Of course, complex PTSD and narcissistic abuse syndrome are very physiological conditions. I had never experienced this before. I'd been working on myself as best I could for 55 years, but I'd never experienced horrible, traumatic PTSD symptoms that just dominated my body and threatened my life. It's been over 9 months and my body still isn't right. Every day there's another part that goes out in terms of my back, headaches, fuzzy brain, just being really tense and feeling like my insides are on fire. There's so many things that just keep coming up. A couple of weeks ago, I was playing basketball, and my body did what I told it to. And I was able to, I made 9 3-point baskets and playing 4 full court basketball games. My body was in sync, but this whole 9 months, my body's been completely out of sync. So do what you can to address the physiological symptoms. What I've been doing lately is I make juice with my juicer, and it gives me energy. I exercise 4 times a week. I haven't been getting massages. I got one just for physical therapy purposes, but get massages. Go to yoga class. One thing that I do that helps a lot is I get in a hot tub for at least 15 minutes every day. And then for me, I know it's controversial, but for me, medication is helpful. Anything that helps heal the issues in your tissues is a good thing. Quote number 2, happiness is the sweetest revenge. I think there's a quote, something along the lines, the best revenge is a well-lived life, and this is sort of a spin-off of that. But I hope you folks find happiness and joy, not as a form of revenge, but just for yourself. Thriving is awesome. There'll be some ups and downs in this process. I've been having a great couple of weeks, but today I sort of crashed and burned and was sick and had to sleep in bed and needed to be sort of taken care of. But I know a woman, a friend of mine, and she was severely, brutally, wickedly abandoned by her husband. And it about destroyed her, but she's risen up like a hero. She joined meetup groups around a hobby of hers, and now she's taken that hobby to amazing, heroic levels of achievement. And she walks with a skip in her step, and she's remarried, and she's my hero. Happiness is the sweetest revenge. The third quote I like is, the wound is where the light enters you. And this is by the great poet Rumi. So even this gashing, bloody, massive, life-threatening psychological wound is a gift and a blessing. It's where the light has an opportunity to enter you. As I have been sitting in my therapist chair this past couple of weeks, I'm aware that I got a couple more gears I didn't have before. I have more calmness, more empathy, more confidence, and more wisdom than I ever had before. And I know I can just breathe deep, be present, and then reach over and put my finger right on the problem. It's a gift. And much of that gift came from the wound. I've been told I'm softer, I'm sweeter, I'm kinder, and I'm certainly more aware. The wound is where the light enters you. Quote number 4, crocodiles are easy. They try to kill and eat you. People are harder. Sometimes they pretend to be your friends first before they try to kill and eat you. That's a quote by Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter. I thought this woman was my very best friend on this planet. And the truth was, I was sleeping in a bed next to a deadly crocodile who really did not care about my well-being in any way, shape, or form. I didn't know she was a crocodile. I didn't know she was deadly. I didn't know that she was vicious. But she was all of those things. Watch out for crocodiles, folks. Make sure the people around you are safe and fully human, equipped with empathy. Sniff them out. Vet them. Don't let them at the soft, sacred, living tissue of your heart if they're a friggin' crocodile. Number 5 was a quote, and I didn't get the lady's name and I didn't get her permission, but it was a comment on our YouTube channel, so I hope this is okay, whoever wrote this. They were talking about, somebody asked him, how does it feel? How did it feel to go through this abuse? And this lady wrote, I was shredded, like somebody took a cheese grater to my insides. Pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. I felt like somebody took a cheese grater to my whole body. And then they lit me on fire and sat around a campground circle and laughed at me. It was really hard. Quote number 6 is a longer one, and it's by a woman who made a comment who's really brilliant. Her name is Marie Sproul. She wrote, I really believe that when the sociopath plays their various roles, that they are fully committed to their scripts, like a professional actor would be. Like an actor, they jump from role to role, supply to supply. When they are playing a role in your movie, it is all customized to your likes, wants, habits, and desires. No wonder we take the bait. We love how they love us as they mirror back to us our very selves. The woman I was involved with, her real self was brash and crude and vulgar and alcoholic and had no sexual boundaries and was, pardon my prejudicial statement, sort of an Arkansas hillbilly. But she saw that I was looking for a country girl with a heart of gold who could fit in Tony, Carmel, Indiana. So she quit wearing jeans and she quit going to country bars, and she wore dresses and she wore makeup, and she tried to sell me on, I am this upper middle class, intelligent, good person of high character, when she was really a dangerous, hurtful, betraying, same person she ever was, vulgar, sex addict, not a good person. But the woman could act. And when you take a great actor who knows the script that you've handed them, and then the wounded little kid in you needs to believe it, that shit can go on for years. And in my case, it did go on for 6.5 years. Quote number 7 was from the movie Joy. I don't know if you guys saw that. But it was said of this woman, she can really bring the hammer down. And to really be successful in your recovery process with narcissistic abuse syndrome, you got to get to where you can bring the hammer down hard. Not being abusive, not being reactive, but take no shit. Be ferocious. Be courageous. Cling to what you believe. Know what you know. Systems really don't like change. I've been doing some storming with various parts of my life, with family members, and even with my practice. My practice was built on marriage counseling and on a few family systems concepts. And I come along now with narcissistic abuse syndrome, and they're like, what? Who are you? Is that victim mentality? And a system doesn't like to change, but I'm bringing the hammer. I'm bringing the hammer to my family issues, and I'm bringing the hammer to anyone who wants to fuck with me. Pardon my language. Going through this will put fire in your belly. And once you've fought hard for what you believe, once you've walked through hell and back 50 times, you know what you know. And you're not going to let some knucklehead who's not been through it dissuade you. Right? Bring the hammer down. I bring it to these videos because I want to hammer some of these truths into your heart and into your soul, where it'll do you some good, where it will sustain you and give you hope. For some of you, it'll keep you alive. The 8th quote, never be ashamed of a scar. It simply means you were stronger than whatever tried to hurt you. Don't be ashamed that you've gone through narcissistic abuse syndrome, that somebody apparently used you and made a fool of you and apparently ravaged your body, your finances, your reputation. You'll get over it. You can rebuild. You'll have a scar. My little boy, when he was about 2, he's 25 now, Jarrett Michael, we were in Sam's Club, and he slipped and fell on a cart, one of those big carts, and he cut his chin right here, and he had to get a few stitches. But now, that handsome son of a gun has a really cool scar, and he's dating half the women in San Francisco right now, I believe. Scars make you interesting. The fact that you've been damaged and shattered, it doesn't make you damaged goods. It makes you interesting. It makes you deep. And don't be ashamed of what you've gone through. You needed to go through this. You had some unresolved issues from your family of origin. There probably was a monster, a narcissist, an addict, an abandoner. As a parent in your childhood, you had unresolved wounds, and now you've gone through something difficult, but you're healing it properly, and the scar is going to do nothing but make you look cool, make you more deep, more interesting. Quote number 9. If you've been brutally broken but still have the courage to be gentle to others, then you deserve a love deeper than the ocean itself. I'm going to read it again. This is by Nikita Gill. If you've been brutally broken but still have the courage to be gentle to others, then you deserve a love deeper than the ocean itself. The wonderful thing about recovery is we get cut, we get shattered, we experience PTSD, but we bind the wounds, we heal our bodies, we become more spiritual, we band together in community, and rather than hating the world and going postal and becoming paranoid and bitter, we can walk in the world with a safe heart because we see the bad, dangerous narcissist on the horizon. We don't let him get at our hearts. And then we go out into life and we kick ass and take names. And we experience joy. And if you go at life with that kind of vulnerability, that kind of courage, that kind of sensitivity, that kind of open-heartedness, then you, my friend, do deserve love as big as an ocean, whether it comes from a romantic relationship, a group of friends, your children, your God. You deserve bunches and bunches, and you shall get bunches and bunches of love as you truly open up and give and love, from your own heart. And the number 10 quote, there are some people who could hear you speak 1,000 words and still not understand you at all. But there are others who will understand you without you speaking a single word. This quote I found on rawforbeauty.com. People resist change. I had always been strong. I had always been somebody who certainly had a lot of issues, but I wasn't a broken, fragile, anxiety-filled fellow with thoughts of suicide and trembly hands. I was always a strong guy. So people had a hard time understanding why I was so shattered, and as I would try to explain it to them, if they had preconceived notions of relationships and of this woman and of me, I could write 50 books and make 100 videos. They could sit and read them and watch them. They wouldn't get it. They don't want to get it. I had a fella come to a party over New Year's, and we were playing a fun card game, but it was a new card game, and it was very simple, but he sat there and said, I just don't get it. He didn't get it because he didn't want to get it. And people won't understand your pain, frankly, because they don't truly give a shit about you. People that care about you open up their hearts, open up their minds, and they study you, and they give you respect, and they go, this is out of my normal wheelhouse. It's out of who you've always been. I don't understand it, but tell me more. I want to understand. My friends in community of narcissistic abuse, my fellow sufferers, some of them can look at me and they know what I'm feeling before I know what I'm feeling. I told you guys this story about my cardiologist where I went in and I told my story in the intake, and he totally mirrored back to me exactly what I was feeling. He had a look in his eye of complete recognition, and I felt accepted and I felt empathy. It was very helpful. I got more empathy in one session with a cardiologist than I did in 20 with a local therapist who just couldn't open up her mind to anything different than what the goddamn DSM-5 says. And this experience is way bigger than DSM-5. So protect your heart. Don't talk with people who are stone brick walls. But as you develop your strength and your assertiveness, there are sheep behind me. You will gain the respect of people around you. I'm 9 months in to recovery, and my life is soaring to beautiful, amazing heights. And I just tell people, just if you don't think this syndrome is real and you don't think my recovery is real, just sit back and watch me and see what's coming. Because thriving, it's a momentum thing, and I feel like a snowball rolling downhill. It's become a snow boulder. That's the beautiful thing about recovery. So these are 10 quotes that spoke to me. I hope they've spoke to you. I hope you like the sheep in the background. Thank you for watching today. If you haven't joined our YouTube channel, do that, Family Tree Counseling on YouTube. And I got 2 really good videos on Narcissistic Abuse Syndrome. You can buy them for $3 a piece. Go to our website, familytreecounseling.com. I care about you folks. You're my people. God bless you.